Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. In this video we have a test panel, a gloss meter, a ceramic coating, a carnauba paste wax and a polymer sealant, and we're going to see which product can add the most gloss to a polished, refined test panel. Welcome back to the channel, guys. So what we're doing in this video, we have our test panel here. We took this test panel and we polished it and refined it up to a high gloss. We then degreased it using the Built Amber cleanser fluid to take all the polishing oils off the panel. We have then divided the panel up into 4 sections: untreated down here, ceramic coating here, polymer sealant here, and carnauba based wax here. We took 10 readings off each quadrant of the panel before conducting this test, after polishing and degreasing, to give us like a base kind of control reading. Then after that we applied the product, so no product in this area, ceramic coating here, 1 layer of the coating applied and gently levelled, then left for 24 hours. Polymer sealant applied to this area, left for 20 minutes as instructed, and then buffed back to a clean glossy finish. Carnauba wax applied, left to cure for 10 minutes, and then buffed back gently but to a high gloss finish with no sort of product ghosting or trails with all of these. So we've got a nice clean and sort of shiny finish, if you like. And then the panel, all of the products were left for 1 day in this garage for that ceramic coating to cure. I've come back in here and I've taken 10 readings again from each quadrant, and I have the results here in front of me. So first up, guys, I'm going to give you the averages of all of the gloss readings before we applied the products. So with nothing applied, we have an average gloss reading of 97.2. On this square with no product applied, we had an average reading of 97.7. On this panel, we have an average reading of 97.6. And in this corner, we had an average reading of 96.9. So an overall variance of 0.8, which is probably to be expected actually, and that is off the same calibration set. A day later, after all the products have cured off and we've come back to take the readings, these are the results. So where nothing was applied, we had an average reading of 97.6. Where the ceramic coating was, we had an average reading of 97.6. Where the sealant was, we had an average reading of 97.5. And where the wax was, we had an average reading of 97.8. So the overall conclusions of this test, guys, just trying to keep it simple. Out of the 3 protective products, ceramics, waxes and polymer sealants, the wax was the only one that incremented gloss on a surface that already had very high gloss levels, and it added 0.9 of a GU. The ceramic and the sealants both lost 0.1 of a GU, but the margin of error in this test was 0.4 of a GU. But loosely we could say that the wax had some noticeable gloss increment where the other ones we weren't able to detect it or measure it. Now this goes back to something I've talked about on the channel before, that the ability for these products to add gloss depends on a lot on the level of the gloss on the surface in the first place. If you have very high gloss, above 90, you know, somewhere between 90 and 100, there's a tipping point in there somewhere. God knows where, it's going to vary a little bit. It's a tipping point where these products can't actually make any difference at all. Well, this test has kind of shown that as well. Now, I've said before that I thought that was somewhere around about 95 units of gloss, and that could be accurate, although the wax has shown us that it can still have a benefit. So that's kind of the loose conclusions on this, guys. Does that mean that these products don't make your car look good at all? No, not really. There's more to it than just kind of taking gloss reading measurements, obviously. This machine beams a fixed concentration or intensity of light out of a transmitter, and then it reflects that off the surface it's measuring, and it measures the intensity of the light that's coming back, and then is able to give you a reading on gloss. So that gloss is one element of how your car looks, and I think when it's referred to in the detailing industry, it's just more like, you know, it's not just talking about this kind of gloss that you measure, it's kind of how it makes the car look as well. So putting products on there can alter the appearance of the car, and you know, you'll know for yourself when you put a wax or something on your car, it looks good. But the key thing to take away from it, that ultimately the name of the game really is creating a highly refined kind of finish on your car with as few defects as you can get, but a highly refined, high gloss finish, and then using these particular products to make maintaining that finish easier. What do I mean by that? Well, if you go ahead and polish your car up to a really high standard and don't put any protection on it, you'll notice the car, the first thing you'll notice in layman's terms is when you try and dry the car after washing it, you're sort of wiping over the panels, but they never get quite completely dry and the water kind of smears over it and sticks to it. But when you've got fresh protection there, the panels are really easy to dry. A lot of times the water can just fall off of the panel and stuff like that. And when you wipe over them, it's a lot easier to get the panels dry. These products can also make cars easier to clean. So ceramic coatings are a great example of that. Most of the dirt will come off during the pre-washing phase when you've got a ceramic coating that's reasonably fresh on your particular car, which means you don't have to go in and get as much off during the contact phase. These products as well, the sealants, the waxes and the ceramics, they do provide a barrier between your paintwork, your clear coat, and the other forms of dirt that stick to your car and aren't removed during the wash process, so contamination. So having protection there means your contamination isn't building up and bedding into the paintwork as much. So very simple terms, having protection on your car, you will notice the benefits of it, and it will be one of your priorities to make sure you've got a good protection product. But perhaps the point of this video is to say that the name of the game in terms of how your car looks really is more about maintaining a finish than using a product to provide it. The caveat to that being that some of these products, especially like waxes and glazings and fillers, can have a really good effect on clear coat that isn't in good condition and is quite kind of swirled up and stuff like that. They can have a big impact on hiding those kind of defects and making the car look glossy. But the better your paintwork is, the less reliant on products you are to provide you gloss, and the less ability those products are going to have to give you gloss when your paintwork is already kind of naturally glossy from being refined. So that is this particular test, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. I didn't want to waffle on too much about the results. There's lots of things in here. This gloss meter is only a 60-degree one, as I've mentioned before, so its ability to give accurate results above sort of 70 units of gloss is slightly compromised, although it's still consistent above those areas. So it gives me something better than my eyes that I can talk about. And one day when I've got some more money, I'll get a tri-band gloss meter so I can measure some of these things and perhaps redo these tests with the 20-degree one. So that's it for this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts on kind of this whole subject of gloss and products and all that sort of stuff, and what you think and what your preferred product is and what you think of this test and everything else. And we'll see you on the next video on the Forensics Detailing channel. So thanks very much for watching. Bye for now.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I when